I cheated on my husband for 4 years because I wanted excitement. My lover died in a car accident. I crawled back to my family pretending nothing happened. On my birthday, my husband made me confess everything in front of our 3 daughters at a restaurant. They cried. Called me a liar. Then he took them out for dinner and left me sitting alone at the table with a birthday cake I'll never eat. His name is Tom. My husband. We've been married for 16 years. Together for 19. He's a high school history teacher, the kind of man who coaches Little League on weekends and never misses a parent-teacher conference. Stable. Predictable. Safe. I told myself that was the problem. We have 3 daughters. Emma, 14. Grace, 12. Lily, 9. Tom's whole world. He'd die for those girls without hesitation. I should have remembered that before I destroyed them. The affair started 4 years ago at my company's annual conference. His name was Jason. Sales manager from our Dallas office. Charming, confident, the kind of man who made you feel like the most important person in the room. Tom had stayed home with the girls. Parent-teacher conferences that week. Someone had to be there. Jason bought me a drink at the hotel bar. We talked about work. About life. About how marriage gets comfortable and comfortable starts to feel like boring. He kissed me in the elevator. I kissed back. We slept together that night. And I felt alive in a way I hadn't felt in years. I told myself it was a one-time thing. Conference hookup. Happens all the time. I'd go home, be a better wife, and never think about it again. But Jason kept texting. Kept calling. Kept making me feel seen in a way Tom hadn't in years. So I kept responding. For 4 years, I lived a double life. Business trips that weren't really business trips. Late nights at the office that were actually hotel rooms. Lies stacked so high I couldn't see over them anymore. Jason lived in Dallas. I'm in Chicago. We'd meet once a month. Sometimes twice. Long weekends when Tom thought I was at conferences or training sessions. I'd come home smelling like someone else's cologne and Tom never suspected. He trusted me completely. That trust should have stopped me. It didn't. My daughters would ask where mommy was going. I'd tell them work was busy. That I was working hard for our family. That I'd be home soon. Then I'd drive to the airport and fly to Dallas to sleep with a man who'd never meet my children. Tom would send me photos while I was gone. The girls at soccer practice. Movie nights. Ice cream runs. Little moments of the life I was abandoning. And I'd text back hearts and miss yous while Jason was in the shower. I told myself I was compartmentalizing. That I could have both. The stability of Tom and the excitement of Jason. I told myself Tom would never find out. That I was being careful. That everyone deserves to feel desired. I told myself so many lies. My friends knew something was wrong. One of them, Rebecca, asked me directly if I was having an affair. You're different. Distracted. You're missing the girls' events. What's going on? Just work stress. I'm fine. Are you sure? Because if something's happening with you and Tom. Nothing's happening. Everything's fine. She didn't believe me. But she didn't push. Looking back, I wonder if she knew and just didn't want to say it. Didn't want to be the one to blow up my family. Social media made it easier. I'd post photos of family dinners and weekend trips with Tom and the girls. Perfect wife. Perfect mother. Perfect life. Then I'd DM Jason about when we could meet next. The girls started pulling away around year 2. Emma especially. She'd ask why I missed her volleyball games. Why I wasn't at Grace's piano recital. Why Lily's teacher asked if everything was okay at home. I'd make excuses. Promise to do better. Then book another flight to Dallas. Tom started asking questions around year 3. Nothing accusatory. Just concerned. Are you okay? You seem distant. I'm fine. Just tired from work. Maybe you should cut back. Spend more time at home. We need the money, Tom. Someone has to advance their career. That was cruel. Tom made decent money. We were comfortable. I just wanted an excuse to keep traveling. He never pushed back. Just accepted my explanation and kept being the steady, reliable man I was betraying. Year 4, Jason started talking about leaving his wife. About us being together for real. About me divorcing Tom and moving to Dallas. I panicked. Because I didn't want to leave Tom. I wanted both. The security of my marriage and the excitement of Jason. I can't leave my kids. They could visit. Joint custody. People do it all the time. Tom would never agree to that. So don't tell him. Just file. You'll get half of everything. The fact that Jason was encouraging me to destroy my family should have been a red flag. It wasn't. I just made excuses for him like I made excuses for myself. 3 months ago, Jason died. Car accident. Instant. He was driving home from meeting me at a hotel. We'd spent the afternoon together. He'd left at 6 p.m. to get home before his wife noticed. He never made it. I found out from his wife. She called my work number, the one Jason had saved under Chicago client. This is Rachel. Jason's wife. He died last night. You were one of his last calls. I wanted to let you know. I sat at my desk, staring at my computer screen, feeling absolutely nothing. Then everything. Jason was dead. The man I'd been sleeping with for 4 years. The man I destroyed my integrity for. Gone. And I felt relief. Because now it was over. No messy ending. No having to choose. Just done. I went to his funeral. Told Tom it was a work colleague. Stood in the back and watched his wife and kids grieve while I felt nothing but guilt and relief. That should have been my wake-up call. The moment I confessed everything and begged Tom for forgiveness. Instead, I went home and pretended everything was fine. Better than fine. I was attentive again. Present. Going to the girls' games. Having dinner with Tom. Being the wife and mother I should have been all along. Tom noticed. You seem happier. Less stressed. I am. I realized I was focusing too much on work. Family's more important. He smiled. Kissed my forehead. Told me he was glad I figured it out. And I let him believe it. Let him think I just had a revelation instead of my affair partner dying. 2 months went by. I started to believe I'd gotten away with it. That Jason's death was a tragic but convenient end to a chapter I could now close forever. Then my birthday came. I turned 43 on a Saturday. Tom planned a family dinner. Nothing fancy. Just us and the girls at our favorite Italian restaurant. I was excited. Thought maybe this was a new beginning. A fresh start. We got to the restaurant. Sat down. Ordered appetizers. Then Tom said, before we eat, Michelle has something she wants to tell everyone. I looked at him. His face was calm. Too calm. Tom, what? Tell them. Tell our daughters what you've been doing for the last 4 years. My blood went cold. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. Tell them about Jason. Tell them about Dallas. Tell them about every lie you've told for 4 years. Emma's eyes were wide. Grace looked confused. Lily was staring at her plate. Tom, not here. Not now. We can talk about this at home. No. You wanted to celebrate your birthday with your family. So celebrate. But first, tell them the truth. How did you? Jason's wife found my number in his phone. Called me 2 weeks ago. Told me everything. Every trip. Every lie. Every time you chose him over us. The restaurant felt too small. Too hot. I couldn't breathe. I can explain. Then explain. To them. He gestured at our daughters. Explain to Emma why you missed her 8th grade graduation. Explain to Grace why you weren't at her first piano recital. Explain to Lily why her teacher thought something was wrong at home. Tears were streaming down my face. Tom, please. Tell them. Or I will. I looked at my daughters. Emma was crying. Grace looked horrified. Lily looked lost. I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt anyone. What did you do? Emma's voice was small. Broken. I had an affair. With someone from work. It's over now. He died. I'm so sorry. For how long? Grace. I couldn't answer. How long, Michelle? Tom's voice was ice. 4 years. Emma stood up. You've been cheating on Dad for 4 years? While lying to us? It wasn't like that. What was it like? Grace was crying now too. You were just gone all the time. We thought you were working. You were with him? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you all so much. You're a liar. Emma's voice was pure venom. You lied to all of us. For years. Tom stood up. Girls, get your coats. We're leaving. What? No. It's my birthday. We're supposed to have dinner. You don't get to have dinner with us. You don't get to celebrate anything. You destroyed this family. Now you get to sit with that. Tom, please. Don't do this in front of them. You did this in front of them. Every time you lied. Every time you left. Every time you chose him over them. This is your choice. Live with it. He walked away. The girls followed. Emma looked back once. I hate you. Then they were gone. I sat there at the table. Alone. While other families ate and laughed around me. The waiter brought out a birthday cake. Set it in front of me. Happy birthday. I stared at it. 43 candles. A family that just walked out. A marriage that was over. This was my birthday. This was what I'd earned. That was 3 months ago. I'm still in the guest bedroom. Tom filed for divorce 2 weeks after my birthday. His lawyer sent me the papers at work. In front of my colleagues. The humiliation was intentional. The divorce isn't contested. Tom gets primary custody. I get supervised visitation twice a month. He gets the house. I get to find somewhere else to live. He gets our daughters. I get to watch them grow up from the outside. The custody hearing was brutal. Tom's lawyer had everything. Flight records showing my trips to Dallas. Credit card statements from hotels. Text messages Jason's wife had found and forwarded to Tom. 4 years of evidence. 4 years of lies. All presented in a courtroom while a judge decided if I deserved to see my own children. My lawyer tried to argue that I was a good mother. That one mistake shouldn't cost me my kids. Tom's lawyer pulled up Emma's therapy records. She'd been seeing a counselor for anxiety. Started right around the time my affair began. Grace's school records showed declining grades and attendance issues. Teachers noted she seemed distracted and withdrawn. Lily's pediatrician had documented concerns about emotional regulation and attachment issues. All 3 of my daughters had been suffering. For years. While I was in Dallas pretending I could have both. The judge looked at me with disgust. Mrs. Peterson, your choices have demonstrably harmed your children. I'm granting Mr. Peterson primary physical custody. You'll have supervised visitation twice monthly, pending evaluation. Supervised visitation? Like I was a danger to my own kids. Maybe I was. The first supervised visit was at a family services center. A woman named Karen sat in the corner taking notes while I tried to talk to my daughters. Emma refused to come. Tom said she had a panic attack when she found out. Her therapist said forcing her would be harmful. So it was just Grace and Lily. Sitting across from me in a sterile room with toys for younger children and a woman documenting every word. Hi, girls. I missed you. Lily looked at her shoes. Grace stared at the wall. How's school? How are your friends? Nothing. I brought you some books. I thought maybe we could read together. Grace finally spoke. We read with Dad now. He has time for us. The implication was clear. I didn't. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. But I love you so much. You don't love us. Lily's voice was tiny. You left us for him. That's not true. I never stopped loving you. Then why did you leave all the time? Why did you miss everything? I didn't have an answer. Because the truth was I did choose Jason over them. Every single time. The hour ended. Karen walked them out. They didn't hug me. Didn't say goodbye. Just left. Karen pulled me aside. Mrs. Peterson, I need to be honest. Your daughters are experiencing significant trauma from your infidelity. Grace's therapist has recommended limiting contact until she's more stable. Lily's teacher says she's having nightmares. What kind of nightmares? About you leaving and not coming back. My daughter was having nightmares about me. About the thing I'd actually done. I'm trying to make this right. With respect, you can't. You can only try not to make it worse. The next supervised visit, only Lily came. Grace was in therapy. Emma was still refusing. Lily sat on the opposite side of the room. Wouldn't look at me. Lily, sweetheart, can we talk? Dad says I have to be here. But I don't have to talk to you. I understand you're angry. You have every right. I'm not angry. I'm sad. You made Dad cry. You made Emma sick. You made Grace scared all the time. I never meant. You did it anyway. She was 9 years old. And she'd summarized my entire defense in 4 words. You did it anyway. Work became unbearable. Everyone knew. Jason's wife had contacted HR before she contacted Tom. Wanted to file a complaint about our relationship violating company policy. HR investigated. Found that while Jason and I worked for the same company, we were in different divisions and cities. No direct report relationship. Nothing technically wrong. But morally? Completely wrong. My colleagues stopped inviting me to lunch. Meetings got awkward. My boss started ceasing HR on every email. I quit before they could fire me. Couldn't handle the stares. The whispers. The knowledge that everyone knew what I'd done. I'm working retail now. $23 an hour at a department store. A dramatic step down from my corporate marketing job. But no one there knows my story. I'm just another middle-aged woman folding clothes and smiling at customers. My friends disappeared. Rebecca, who'd asked if I was having an affair 2 years ago, sent one text. I knew something was wrong. I should have pushed harder. But honestly, I can't be around someone who'd do what you did. I have kids too. I can't explain to them why Auntie Michelle isn't around anymore without telling them the truth. And I won't do that to them. I'm sorry. She wasn't sorry. She was doing what I should have done years ago, protecting children. My book club dropped me without explanation. Just stopped sending meeting notifications. My tennis group found a new fourth. Even my hairdresser started being fully booked when I called. I'm completely alone. My parents are devastated. Ashamed. My mother asked how I could do this to Tom. To the girls. To our family. I don't understand. Tom is a good man. Those girls adored you. How could you throw it all away? I don't know, Mom. I just did. That's not an answer. She was right. It wasn't. But I didn't have a better one. My father hasn't spoken to me since the divorce was filed. Tom is like a son to him. The girls are his whole world. I chose Jason over all of them. And my own father can't forgive me for it. I moved into a studio apartment. All I could afford on my retail salary and the pittance I get from the divorce settlement. Tom got the house because the girls needed stability. I got enough to start over. Except I'm not starting over. I'm just existing. The apartment is silent. No sounds of the girls arguing over the remote. No Tom humming while he makes coffee. No family dinners or movie nights or lazy Sundays. Just silence. I checked Tom's social media through a fake account he hasn't blocked yet. He posts photos of the girls. Emma made honor roll. Grace won her piano competition. Lily scored her first soccer goal. All the moments I'm missing. All the life going on without me. In one photo, they're at the beach. All 4 of them smiling. Genuinely smiling. They look happy. Happier than when I was there. Because I wasn't there. I was in Dallas. And when I was physically present, I was mentally checked out. Tom started dating 6 weeks after the divorce was finalized. Her name is Amanda. She's a 3rd-grade teacher. Kind eyes. Warm smile. The girls posted about her. Amanda took us to the zoo today. She's so nice. Amanda gets to do what I should have done. Be present. Be there. Be the mother figure my daughters need. And I'm in a studio apartment folding clothes at a department store. Last month was Emma's 15th birthday. I wasn't invited to the party. Wasn't even told about it until I saw photos online. Emma, Grace, Lily, Tom, Amanda. All smiling. Cake and presents and joy. Everything I used to have. Everything I traded for hotel rooms in Dallas. I sent Emma a text. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I love you. I'm so proud of you. She didn't respond. 3 days later, Tom texted, Emma asked me to tell you not to contact her directly anymore. All communication goes through me. Respect that. My daughter doesn't want to hear from me. Not even on her birthday. I tried calling Tom to plead my case. To ask for one more chance. To explain that I've changed. He picked up. What do you want, Michelle? I just want to talk to the girls. To explain. You explained. On your birthday. In front of them. Remember? That was cruel, Tom. You humiliated me in public. You humiliated yourself. For 4 years. I just made sure everyone knew the truth. They're my daughters too. No. They're my daughters. You gave up that right when you chose Jason over them. Every trip. Every lie. Every missed event. You chose him. He's dead, Tom. It's over. I'm trying to make amends. You can't make amends for this. You can show up to your supervised visits and be grateful you get that much. But you don't get to call them. You don't get to text them. You don't get to pretend you're their mother when it's convenient. I am their mother. You were their mother. Now you're the woman who destroyed their family. That's all you'll ever be to them. He hung up. I sat on my apartment floor and cried until I couldn't breathe. Because he was right. I'm not their mother anymore. I'm the cautionary tale they'll tell their friends. The reason they'll have trust issues. The example of what not to do. I ran into Rebecca at the grocery store last week. She saw me and turned around. Literally turned her cart around and went the other way. I wanted to chase her. To explain. To apologize. But what would I say? That I'm sorry I lied for 4 years? That I'm sorry I destroyed my family? That I'm sorry I chose excitement over everything real? She already knows that. Everyone knows that. And sorry doesn't fix anything. I work. I sleep. I go to my supervised visits twice a month where my daughters barely acknowledge I exist. This is my life now. I saw Tom and Amanda at a school function last month. Emma's volleyball game. I wasn't invited, but it was public, so I showed up. Sat in the back. Watched my daughter play while Tom and Amanda sat together, cheering, looking like a family. Emma saw me after the game. Her face fell. She walked over. Why are you here? I wanted to see you play. You were amazing. You don't get to do this. You don't get to show up and pretend you care. I do care. I've always cared. No, you didn't. You cared about him. About Dallas. About your affair. You didn't care about us. That's not true. Yes, it is. And everyone knows it. So stop showing up. Stop trying. Just stop. She walked away. Back to Tom and Amanda. Back to her real family. And I drove home alone to my studio apartment and finally accepted the truth. I don't get to come back from this. I don't get redemption or forgiveness or a second chance. I get supervised visits twice a month. I get to watch my daughters grow up from the outside. I get to see Tom build a new family with someone who actually deserves him. And I get to live with knowing I caused all of it. People ask me sometimes if I regret the affair. I tell them yes. But that's not the whole truth. The whole truth is, I regret getting caught. I regret Jason dying and forcing me to face what I've been doing. I regret my birthday dinner where Tom made me confess. But do I regret the affair itself? The 4 years of excitement and attention and feeling alive? I should. But some dark part of me doesn't. And that's the most shameful truth of all. I traded my family for excitement. Lost both. And part of me still remembers how good the lie felt before it collapsed. That's what I can't say to my therapist. To my parents. To anyone. That I'm not sure I learned the lesson I was supposed to learn. Just that I learned to hide it better next time. Except there won't be a next time. Because no one wants the woman who cheated on her husband for 4 years and destroyed her family. I'm 43 years old. Working retail. Living alone. Seeing my daughters twice a month under supervision. Watching my ex-husband build a better life with someone better. And knowing I have no one to blame but myself. If you're reading this and thinking about having an affair, about choosing excitement over stability, about lying to your family because you think you can have both, stop. Because you can't. You'll lose everything. Your kids. Your spouse. Your friends. Your reputation. Your self-respect. And you'll spend the rest of your life watching from the outside while everyone you love builds a life without you. I chose 4 years of excitement over 16 years of love. Now I have nothing but a studio apartment and supervised visits with daughters who can barely look at me. That's what infidelity costs. Not just your marriage. But your children's trust, your friends' respect, and your own ability to forgive yourself. And no amount of excitement is worth that. Nothing is.